what we want this to be. I'll first hand over, if without notice, if that's okay, Kristen, to kick off our intros and welcomes, and then we'll go around the grounds, no doubt, in an orderly, organised fashion, because we are a bunch of women and that's how we roll. Kristen, over to you.
Cool, thank you. And hello, everybody. I'm coming to you I'm in a room called a confessional booth, just putting that out there. It's
There's
a very
a photo
funky,
for LinkedIn.
noise-proof booth. Yeah, very funky, noise-proof booth in a funky building somewhere in Sydney.
Cool.
But no, this is super exciting. I have not met everybody on this screen, so hello to the people I haven't met. I would love to connect with you outside this any time you see fit. But as you know, I am the new lady in the gig. October, what's that? June, July, August, September, October, 5 months. So 4.5 months, 5 months into the job. And I was really excited to know that we had a program that was in this space, because we are all amazing women in the industry. I'm the last person in. I will put my hand up for that. But I've been in the construction industry a long time. And this is also important to me. It's something I did at my previous gig. So there was not a program. I brought forward a program in my old gig, and I'm really proud of what I've left behind. It was probably one of the hardest things for me to walk away from. So excited to see what this group and this conversation can lead to, but also maybe put it out there that let's just set ourselves expectations and ambitions we think we can actually achieve. Because we can only do so much with the time and busyness we all have available. So whilst we might want to do 6 amazing things, it might be that in the year called 2026 we can only do 1 or 2 of them. So find some bite-sized stuff that we can get some runs on the board with. I will also say I'm glad we're recording. I am going to have to tap out to go back into a thing I was in, but I just wanted to be here at least to say hello. Thank you all for your time, and I look forward to what we're going to do from here. So throw back to the MC.
Thanking you. And I'm looking forward to getting that photo of you in the confessional room. Awesome name, love it. Okay, so we'll quickly introduce those in the Spaza team. Let's get over with that first. So we've got 6 of us, I think, on the call, maybe 7, sorry, might have just done that wrong, but we've got Rachel. You've all got about 20 seconds each. No, just kidding. Rachel, go.
And time for 20 seconds. Hi guys, my name is Rachel. For those who haven't met me, my background is in education, RTOs, both private and public. So I will bring to Waves anything education related, and yay the girls.
Okay,
that's
good job.
17
well
seconds
done.
maybe.
Okay, Bree.
I'm driving, so I'm going to turn off my camera. So hang on.
Hi, I was just Bree's just left me, everybody.
I know. I'm like, I need to get back to the office. Hi, I'm Bree. I'm the marketing manager at Spaza. Keen to support all things sexy brand for Waves. Been in the industry, I think 10 years next year, which is very cool. So very excited to help support and grow more women in this industry, because it is the best.
Thank you, Bree.
Go back to driving and trying to navigate out of the city.
Okay, good luck. Oh my goodness. Maybe to Rebecca. You are off mute.
Oh, okay. Yep. I'm back. I'm regional manager for WA, SA and NT for Spaza. Here to help.
Cool. Heather.
Hi, I'm Heather. I work in our Spaza's exhibition area. Previously, before that, Vic Rep. So, yeah, it's lovely to have this many women on a call supporting each other around Australia. So, here to help as well and take minutes, I see.
Thank you. Well noted. Susie.
Hey, I'm Susie. I'm based in Victoria. Heather and I are actually based very, very close to each other. I'm Member Engagement Officer for all of SPASA. So I'm here to support the members and to support our regional managers in supporting the members.
Cool. And last but not least, Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee Salisbury. I've been in the industry 27 years now. I work with IR Learning, so SPASA's training division. I deliver training remotely and in person all around the country. And when I'm not doing that, I'm helping and working with other pool businesses, which is what I'm doing now in my caravan. Thank you.
Very cool. Okay, ladies, so we will quickly go around the grounds because I'm very keen to hear from all of you, more importantly. But the team that we just were introduced to are going to be your Waves concierges, which is a name I just came up with as they were introducing themselves. Our goal is to have a dedicated SPASA member. For those of you that have already read the terms of reference, we will have a dedicated SPASA employee that is looking after each of the regions and will be a liaise with the representatives of the committee for each region. We have hopes and dreams, of course, with Waves, and we'll get to that. But that's why we have so many of us here, is because we want to make sure that if there's an event in WA or in New Zealand, there's somebody that can support the members that have that are giving their time. All right, I'm going to go up to you. I'm going to go to you first, Jazz.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Fantastic. Sorry, my name's Jazz. I work with Swinmart Frenchs Forest and Linfield. I've been in the industry for about 8 years now. I left high school just wanting to help out mum and dad, and found that after 8 years, I'm still on my gap year. So loving every minute of it and looking forward to working with every single one of you.
Cool. Thanks, Jazz. Tiff, and you're going to be followed by Gina.
Hi everyone. So my name's Tiffany. I work for Fluidra. I'm based in Queensland, so it'd be fun to hear who else is a Queenslander. Been in the pool industry since 2000, but I am still only 30 years old, so you can figure out that math. Done a lot in the sales side, currently working in training, so keen to share or leverage or learn from everybody and share with everybody. So super, super excited, and it's really nice to see everybody's faces. And that's me out.
Thanks, Tiff. Hi, Gina.
Hello, my name is Gina. I'm the General Manager for the Bay Reef Group in Perth, West Australia. I've been in the pool industry just over 22 years. Just really excited to be a part of this movement, big advocate for women in industry, and just, any guidance and advice that we can give each other through the different perspectives of women across the board would be really cool. So happy to be part of it.
Thank you. Yvette, you look like you're ready for an intro.
Thanks, Wendy. I'm Yvette Odette. I also work for Fluidra. I've been in the industry, on the commercial side of the industry, for 3 decades, or just over 3 decades. Also vice president of an international group and part of a international aquatic experts circle. And super stoked that this is happening. I have a quick story. My son was introducing me to one of his friends the other day, and his friend said, "What does your mum do?" And he said, "All she does is hang out with guys and sometimes takes them out for dinner or lunch." So I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Been trying to make this happen for a while, haven't we, Wendy? So very excited that this is happening, and to see so many females come together as a group in the industry.
Thank you. Yes, has been a long time in the making, that's for sure. Even before I was at Spaza, we were part of trying to make Waves come to fruition. So it is exciting. Okay, lost my spot. Grace.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm from Western Australia, fellow West Coaster. I've been in the industry for 11 years, worked my way through operations, bit of sales in the dark side, and now look after our export market and international customers. So part of a couple of groups for Canada as well with women. So it's really exciting to do it at home as well. So really excited to work with everybody.
Thanks, Grace. All right, we're going to head over the ditch. So over to you, Donna, and then Rainbow.
Hi everyone, how are you? Okay, where do I start? So we've been in construction, so my role is predominantly sales and business development. So I've been full-time, the company's 26 years young, and I've been fully involved full-time for 18 years. We recently expanded to 3 years ago to a service and maintenance wing, and also importing products for our pools. Yeah, I think my first experience with Waves was when I attended the expo in 2019 and sat down with a bunch of women in the room. I just couldn't believe there were so many in the industry, so I'm really hopeful for the same over here in NZ. Yeah, it was sort of slowly seen it becoming infiltrated with more women, which I'm excited about, and in construction too, which is cool. So looking forward to meeting everyone.
Thanks, Donna. Hey, Rainbow.
Hello. Hi, I'm Rainbow from Ultimate Pools in New Zealand. Work quite close to Donna in the Auckland region. We have a team of 26 staff, and I've been in the industry for 18 years. We're pool builders. We have service and valet and a retail store as well. When I started in the industry years and years ago, it was very, very male dominated, and most of the people in leadership roles or that I lead off were all male too. It's definitely changed over the last few years, and in our business now, I think we've got a pretty good 50-50 ratio, which is really cool. So I'm looking forward to working with Waves on a bigger scale and just showing new women in the industry that there is careers here and leadership roles too. So let's make it happen.
100%. Okay, we're on the home stretch. I've got you, Nikki, coming up next, and then we're going to go Sheila and Nat, and then if there's somebody that is coming to us via Poolworks Rosebud, I'm sorry, I don't know who that might be, but yes, so Nikki, over to you.
Yeah, hi, my name's Nikki. I and my husband run a Jim's Pool Care franchise in South Australia. Coming up 6 years, so that's exciting. We've got a couple of guys that work for us full time as well, but I'm really excited to be part of this group because I am actually out on the tools every day with my husband, and there's not many of us out there that do this type of role, so it's great to be part of this sort of team.
Amazing. Sheila, welcome.
Thanks, Wendy. My name's Sheila Deploy. I work for Fluidra. I started in the industry about 22 years ago, just in customer service. And at that time, you know, all the ladies in the industry were admin, customer service like myself. And it's so exciting to see that, you know, the progress over the years, including, you know, Nikki, hands-on tools, and, you know, our customers, women is definitely becoming more and more part of the industry and not just in the support roles. So super excited to be part of this group.
Thanks, Sheila. Nat.
Hi, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Nat. I'm relatively new to the industry compared to a lot of you here by the sounds. I've been working for Countrywide Pools over here in WA for 4 or 5 years now, I think. And yeah, just excited to join. I really like all of the award seasons and stuff and the expos for the networking opportunities. So yeah, I thought it would be a great little thing to join.
Absolutely. And we have about, Poolworks. Is it Beck or Kate from Poolworks? Who have we got with us? Or maybe we'll come back to you. But we've got, or maybe Danielle. We have. Sorry, mic not working. Kate. Excellent. Hi. We've probably got another maybe 5 or 6 ladies who were unable to join us today, but I kind of just wanted to do a little quick rough estimate there, because we all did that thing where we followed the first person who said something. And so we said who we were and where we work and how long we've been in the industry for. And by my rough calculations, and some of you weren't giving it away, looking at you there, Rainbow and Tiffany, but by my calculation, we've got about 180 years, beg your pardon. We've got about 220 years of experience in the pool industry from what we all just roughly said, and give or take the 20 plus group of us that aren't sharing their true thing. So that's pretty amazing. That's some proper industry cred, I think. So it's really exciting to have us all in the room, in the virtual room. And I guess the first thing that I wanted to say, other than just thank you for being here and thank you for going through that. I think it's important that we all understand who else is here and where people come from and what sort of skills they're bringing, because one of the benefits of having a committee like this is it will become our own source of networking and our own source of information sharing. So if we need training, or if we need construction, or someone on the tools, or someone who's out in amongst it every day understanding what it's like on the coalface, we'll know who those people are to connect with. And we are, although Tiffany, you are currently needing to recruit some more fellow Queenslanders, we do in our committee have representation across every state and region, country that we have members in, which is fantastic. And all the cross sections of categories of membership are represented as well, which is exactly the purpose that was outlined in our terms of reference. So for those, in terms of an agenda for today, it was really just about getting everyone together, talking through what the kind of plan is. At the moment, we aim to do an event, state-based event for International Women's Day. So International Women's Day next year, well, every year actually, is on the 8th of March. But next year, the 8th of March is a Sunday, which, is a little annoying. So we'll probably look to do something on the Thursday or the Friday beforehand. We've got a couple of ideas, but, this is really, for us at SPASA, we want this to be really owned by you guys, and to be driven and come to us with, hey, this is what I think will work for me in our region. We've got a couple of ideas, of course, which we'll go and talk through in a little bit of detail, but we really want to come at this committee with it being the events, or the purpose of the committee is to have you guys come and say, hey, this is what we think will work in our region. So I will go through quickly some of the high level terms of reference elements, just so we're all clear what we're signing up for. Following on from today, we'll send you a recording of this session. We'll send you a list of who's who, unless anyone would like to opt out of that, so that let us know, but we'll send a list of just names, emails, and where you work, information to everybody, and the terms of reference, just for your, just so you have a copy at hand. The key parts of that terms of reference is the purpose. So obviously this is an opportunity for networking, for professional development, but mostly it's about promoting women within the swimming pool and spa industry. So we have we want to create a platform where we can talk about the challenges and the opportunities that are relevant to women in the industry, and support, as some of you mentioned, support SPASA members in career development, and how not only do we want to see if we can provide opportunities for women in our industry, but we want to show, you know, we want to be the example of what is possible. And there's so many of you with illustrious careers in our industry that are, you know, and that we've showcased that before, but we want to make sure that our events and our initiatives that we do truly align with the purpose of having waves. Engaging with industry experts, of course, you know, trying to influence best practice policies, all of that support gender diversity within the industry. How we'll do that is just generally through, currently we're going to have 2 main events. So the first one being International Women's Day, which is early March, and I know that might feel like a long way away, but I promise you, I don't know what it is about this industry, but time moves fast. So it will be upon us, and of course it's the season at the moment, so everyone's super busy. So we want to make sure that we put something in the calendar, probably for late November, where we're actually clear on what that event looks like, and then we can help in the background organise those things, so that we make sure that we have something happening. And what we need from you all is to bring your networks, your team, and start that momentum in your different regions to get on board, and of course supported by your SPASA concierge. I really like that name. I'm rolling with it. So there's a bunch of detail in this terms of reference, which I'm not going to read to you because you don't need me to read to you. But the main thing from an expectation perspective is active participation. We don't want to have 1 million people in our committee. We want to have a core couple of people per region that are really driving the activities or the message through our region, and feeding back to us what it is that we can do differently or better, or how we can support the Waves movement. The second activity, you may have all heard of this little thing called Splash. That's happening in August. We will be having our annual Waves event at the first day breakfast, as we have done now for a good, you know, six or so years. I think you mentioned 2019. Donna might have been the first one. So that, of course, is that we need guest speakers. We want to have, we want to celebrate probably some of you your amazing careers. So we need to start thinking about what that might look like and who is inspiring us. I did forget to mention the International Women's Day theme is, where did I write that down?
Dress for Success.
Yes, no, Dress for Success is the charity. What's the theme? No, Bree, you can remember. Give to Gain. Yes, there it is. Yes. Give to Gain, which is something that obviously we want to, I think that's personally, I think that's a great message. We'll share with you the link to the International Women's Day website, so we can have a look at that. And there's various different collateral that you can grab from the website of International Women's Day. We've thought about, Rebecca, our amazing regional manager in WA, has previously connected with a charity called Dress for Success. And it's just a suggestion. Again, this is your committee, not ours. But we were thinking that we could have an event that maybe gave and align our events to a particular charity, and maybe we can switch that up every year, or I don't know, maybe we pick one that we all love and we can stick to. But this charity, just Dress for Success, again, we'll share the link to what that looks like as a bit of a thought starter. Gives it is a place for everybody. It's like if you've got executive clothes, or if you've got any kind of workwear, and it doesn't have to just be executive workwear either, but you want to re-gift that to somebody who may not have that opportunity. So if you think about one of our purposes of Waves, which is providing opportunities for women, and showing that there's a professional career pathway within the swimming pool and spa industry. Some people may not have the means to, have the right outfit, or have the right, there's services that are provided along with an outfit, but that's just an idea. I mean, there's plenty of other great opportunities. These guys are spread across all of our regions as well, which of course is something that we want to just, if we do something, we probably want to be a little consistent with our choices. So that's kind of where we're at. The terms of reference are, I guess at this point, maybe I'll stop talking for a second if anyone has any questions. But basically what I've tried to cover is, those terms of reference, the purpose, the scope, and the expectations. And then what we're trying to achieve for the next 12 months is an event for International Women's Day, and of course the Splash Waves Breakfast. Pausing for if anyone has any questions. Okay, excellent. Back to me. So two of the other things that we have on our agenda today is we need a chairperson. Oh, thank you, Lee. 2018. That makes sense, since Splash is every 2 years, that it's probably an even number, not an odd number. Yep. Good fact checking. So we need to nominate a chairperson. Now, this needs to be somebody who's not a SPASA or IRL employee, and needs to come from within this group. So there is a little bit of extra responsibility, of course, for the chairperson. It's generally around meeting coordination, and probably just a bit more liaising with us, and then sending out communications. So for this to obviously work, we need to have some nominations, and I appreciate that this is, without notice, although I'm sure all of you pre-read the terms of reference and saw that there needs to be a chairperson in the committee. So if that's something that what we'll do probably is set up a space for nominations. I mean, if anyone's super keen and wants to throw their hat in the ring right now, by all means, we won't say no, but we'll send, as a follow-up from our meeting as well, we'll send that opportunity for people to self-nominate. I mean, you can peer nominate if you're confident that will be well received, but just we want to have you guys represented from within the committee. And then it is our intention to have regular meetings and have like the communication, I suppose, side of things, at least sending an update to everybody. We'll have another meeting, like I said, probably in about a month's time, just while we get sort of started and organised. But moving forward, it's probably around once a quarter, a commitment for a meeting, outside of any sort of projects or events that we may intend to set up or run. All right. That is pretty much my list of things that I wanted to go through. If anyone has anything that they would like to share or would like to ask a question around, please feel free to do so.
I have a question for you.
Excellent.
Is there going to be some sort of forum that we could set up to chat amongst ourselves rather than email, like WhatsApp group or Facebook group or something like that we could use between the quarterly meetings?
Yes. So yes, of course, we can set something up, but I guess that will be once we have a chairperson. That's the communication with the committee sort of sits with the chairperson and probably sits outside of like a monitored SPASA thing. Like, obviously happy to be part of the conversations and part of the communications, but this is truly a committee that is built by and for you guys. So we can come up with a recommendation, of course, but whatever's easiest, probably not Facebook, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah.
But yes, we will have we'll have some kind of a forum where we can discuss and share ideas and that sort of thing, ask questions, definitely.
Okay.
I'll go. Just with our events heads on, just thinking forward to next year and the events that we'll be putting together for International Women's Day. Wendy, correct me and pull me down if I'm speaking out of turn. But if I was sort of looking at organising something a year or so ago for this thing and it didn't come to fruition, but it was along the lines of a high tea. Obviously we want to keep pricing small. We don't want to, obviously it's we don't want to cost anybody any money really for this. So I was looking at having it, it's March, so generally pretty good weather across the country, I think, and across the ditch. Not sure about New Zealand, but hopefully. And having it at a display centre. A lot of our display centres are really quite beautiful, and there's a nice one in every state, I'm assuming. Yeah, you can get people that come along and put on a high tea for you. They bring the pretty cups and the champagne glasses if you're that way inclined, and they do all of that for you, and it's like $40 a person. So for me, that was an idea that everyone can maybe think along that sort of line or come up with different ideas, or start to think of venues, or not sure if it would be standard, like keep it consistent, Wendy, across the board of what we do. If there's a high tea in one state, it's a high tea in all, or it's a cocktail party or whatever. But just something maybe everyone could think about prior to our next meeting, about what we're going to do, and the availability of free venues and catering and that sort of stuff, and like a price per ticket to get people to come along.
Yeah, no, 100%. I guess, in our earlier discussions internally, we were sort of thinking we do a breakfast at Waves already, right? So at Splash already. So maybe this is an afternoon kind of opportunity. We do get a bit of feedback on our events in terms of timing. Just generally speaking, SPASA events, people, have commitments sometimes after hours or early mid-afternoon, let's call it. So we probably wouldn't do anything past sort of that had a finishing time after like sort of 4 o'clock. Of course, people can opt to stay as long as they want, but if you're doing a high tea and maybe a presentation of some sorts, you'd probably want to stick around that kind of 1 till 3 p.m. timing, just to enable as many people to come and to be able to attend the event proper, in my experience. But yeah, some sort of high tea, I think that's a pretty cool event to go to. Yeah, if we align with a charity, say hypothetically, which we have, we've sort of kind of stacked it a little bit because we've reached out and they also provide, they might provide a speaker or someone like that for us. It is a busy time of year though. International Women's Day is a pretty, there's a lot of events around International Women's Day as well. So, Friday afternoon, there will be Friday afternoon and all weekend, there will be in every state other International Women's Days events too. So that's also, I think, something to just be mindful of, that everybody gets on board with this International Women's Day event timing. So, we want to make sure that we have it at the right time. And that's where you guys really help help us shape what will work. Particularly, you know, I know from experience both in, you know, New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, so much. And Beck, you're pretty good with your members and your venues of choice, and sort of works for each region. But we've had challenges before where we've thought, you know, we'll have something in, I don't know, we have something in Rose Hill, but we kind of it in New South Wales that polarizes the people who are on the other side of the bridge, or, you know, north, west, south. So having to think about where's a good venue too, and just as a nod to some of our suppliers that might be on the phone, on the call, finding out where are the people, you know, like you've got, where are the people coming from that we're trying to attract to our events as well, and having something that makes it as easy as possible to get here. There's no point having a rooftop bar in the city, right? Which is awesome, by the way. But if everybody, you know, works out down at Smithfield sort of thing, it's just not going to happen. We're not going to get people there. Sorry for the New South Wales heavy references there too, by the way. But yes, I think that's a good first pass, at least, of what we're trying to achieve for that March event. Anyone else have any thoughts, feelings, or emotions? Yes, 100%, Lee. We must be able to park there. It's almost a given. Missed that, Gina. Hang on.
I can unmute now. It was a suggestion about looking at actually possibly booking a table at a structured event rather than us trying to orchestrate our own event. Like, I understand is a factor, but you're hearing from experts in this field would probably be really inspiring. Like, we talk a lot about our industry and our experience in industry, which is great, but I would love to hear from people out of industry that are bringing new perspective and new ideas to this rather than the same old narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be really easy to coordinate.
In Northern NWA, the Northern Women in Business normally have like a International Women's Day breakfast in collaboration with the Triple R Network, which is rural, regional and remote women of, I think it's just Western Australia, or it could be I think it's all of Australia. But that's always really inspiring because it is, sort of women focused, and just people talking about their struggles in industry as a general. And I think everybody normally has the same consensus that it's hard. But that's a really nice event, to get involved with. So I think that's a great idea.
Again, this is why you're all here, right? It's not up to us to dictate what is right and relevant in all of the different regions. I probably would, we want to get the strength of the Waves brand out there. So maybe we need to do that first, and then once we have a bit of a contingent or a following, then we take that following to an event, perhaps. I spent, I don't even know, maybe 10 years as a chairperson on and off for the Women in Franchising Committee for the Franchise Council of Australia. And, we outside of the conference that the Franchise Council ran, so their version of Splash, our event was the best attended. We had 100 to 150 people in every state come to our high tea, the Women in Franchising high tea, and we were able to get those types of speakers to come to us. So there's a bit of me that wants to assert our brand maybe first. But again, if that's something that, we want to do in a different region, then we're, probably not going to say no.
Maybe it's a way to start. Maybe it's a way to start with having, seeing who in what area, how many people are interested in doing something on that day, and piggybacking off, I know Crown do something, and I think even HIR do something, Royal Life do something, and each state getting a table or two, however many interested at that event. And maybe that could spark interest to do our own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the idea of, doing training in this space. I've got my own personal journey in education that I've been through, but I love to hear the idea of hearing from people that are, deep in this, that, can give us pointers and information that then we can obviously, share with this group and different insights. I mean, for me, it's all, everyone's always talked about, flexibility, diversity, leadership, but, there's so many other avenues to supporting women in industry that, we may as a group never even heard or thought of. What is the new buzzword, the new perspective? What is the new way to support women? And I just, I'd really like to hear from experts in that as well. And going to those events, on your own can be quite daunting. So, knowing that we've got the comfort of a group on a table, is, the right energy, I think, to take into that environment.
Yeah, and there's nothing stopping us other than perhaps budgetary restraints. There's nothing stopping us, hosting webinars and things like that. I recently attended a wellness focused webinar that was designed like wellness in the workplace, which is probably up there with one of those more recent buzzwords that you're referring to, Gina. But it's so it's
when I wrote down actually wellness and burnout management, as the emotional load that women do carry in business and being able to balance that between work and home and everything. So
so definitely, I mean, definitely that's a constant topic of interest for our people. So and it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be an event to sit down and take 3 hours out of your day either. It can be a half an hour webinar that we're putting on as waves for our industry. It doesn't even just have to be exclusively for our industry, right? So there's kind of no bad ideas. We have this beautiful, but like Kristen said, and I think she's bounced back into her meeting, but like she said at the beginning, we don't have to do a million things either. Like we need to make sure that the couple of things that we choose to do have a really significant impact, and that might just be, I don't know, like it might just be setting up a mentoring program and connecting people with less experienced people with experienced people. That might be the thing that has the most impact. It doesn't have to be the shiny bells and whistles event. We will have that at Splash. That's happening. But maybe it doesn't have to be everything doesn't have to be event space and in person. There's other ways to have meaningful impact. A simple conversation with somebody who's new to the industry, and we have the benefit of anyone who's like we know who's new to the industry in terms of membership of SPASA. We also know people who are entering the industry because they're doing a qualification, and they want to be skilled at something, and that's where the broad range of the people that are on this committee from within can help with those kinds of connections. But come our next meeting in November, we've got to make a decision as to what we're going to do. With throwing around all the great ideas, we have to make a decision so that we can execute a beautiful program and something that we can all be proud of.
Yeah, I think that's a great start for everyone to start ticking over and thinking about stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got we'll send you a bunch of stuff. Everything that we said we would send, we'll send. I'll do a summary of what we covered as well, who we are, include the people who weren't able to make it to as a bit of an introduction for them, and set a date for our next meeting. That's one of the most important things that we need to do at the end of every meeting. And Beck, I think we had at least a week that we were thinking of, and it was when's your thing? Yeah, so probably the 17th to the 23rd of November in that week. If everybody's happy with Wednesday, makes sense because it's waves and it's Wednesday, and that's alliteration and a good enough reason than any. So maybe if we make it tentatively for the 19th of November, around this time, this is a perfect time because we are dealing with 75 different time zones now that we've moved into daylight saving, and we've got New Zealand and we've got Perth, so we have to do it in the middle of the day. So to accommodate everybody. So if no one has any violent objections to the 19th of November, we will lock that in and send that across as well. Excellent. So don't forget, we need a chairperson. That is probably the very first task that we have. And if we don't have nominations, there will be, I will nominate someone. So let us know what you think. If there's someone that thinks that they can contribute in that space, then have a read of the terms of reference after we send it out again today, and we will go from there. But we will need that person to be nominated before our next meeting, so that we can then go through some of the details of what's important in terms of communication, budget, that sort of thing. All right. Thank you, ladies. I will bid you farewell and close our first meeting with our Waves Committee. Super pumped to have you all here, and thank you in advance for your contribution.
Thanks, Wendy.
Thanks, Wendy.
Thanks, Wendy. See you guys.
Thanks everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.